name is Artur Matuck. I am a Brazilian artist, writer, and teacher at the University of São Paulo, Brazil. I was born in São Paulo, but I always like to travel, and I follow classes and courses mainly in the United States, but also in France. Et je peux parler un peu de français, mais je suis plus à l'aise en anglais. Et I really like meeting new people and exchanging experiences, artistic practice, writing practice, spiritual practice, ecological practice also. I am a defender of animal rights, persons, identities, and that has been one of my main missions since early times, since I was around 20, and now I am already 73. I decided to become a vegetarian, and since then I have dedicated a lot of my artwork, my scholarly research on behalf of animals. As a creative person, I have dedicated myself at first to writing, to write poetry, theater plays, some performance art, but then when I became a university student in the late 60s at the University of São Paulo, I decided, and the environment was conducive, to experiment with technology. So I started experimenting with Xerox machines, because actually I didn't have a photo camera. And then I was really happy to be able to produce instantaneously images out of objects, out of my moving hands, out of exactly whatever I could imagine. And then I follow a television course in the communication school, and then slowly I became a video artist. And then later on, I went to study at the University of California in San Diego, and I had a Master of Fine Arts there. And I started writing in English, my pieces on science fiction, and also on narrative. And as I understood that time, all of them were devoted to political issues, to animal rights, but also to human rights, to Latin American revolutions and social issues. And I was really happy to experiment with writing, with science fiction, but also with spiritual insights. So I was really into meditation, yoga, Buddhism, Hinduism. I used to go to temples to meditate, and I really enjoy living in San Diego, nearby the beaches, and I found that a really spiritual place, and that facilitate, in my understanding, my intuitional mind, my intuition to be able to grasp other realities and write science fiction, some of them inspired in Alpha Centauri, the closest star to the sun, which is a dual star. And that fascinated me. And that became like a theme of my artwork, my video art, my writing, and also my performance work, which after I returned to Brazil in 1981, I was invited to participate in the São Paulo Bienal in 1983, and there I was able to present, this time in Portuguese, a science fiction performance, which was called Atterrisvort at the Planet Mega. And that was really inspirational for me. I was really, I think, content that I was able to present publicly my work without commercial or economical constraints. So I feel that my centering practices are on a form of silence, quietness, listening, inspiration, meditation, writing, drawing. So I feel that every night I enjoy reading, I enjoy listening to inspirational music as mantras as I prepare to go to sleep. Although my creative practices, they come sometimes all of a sudden. Ideas come to my mind, and when I take the time to sit and focus mainly on writing now, and then I write my poems or my scripts. I really enjoy writing poems, and I have developed a style, a proposal in writing in different languages. The same text will include different languages. So I mix Portuguese, my native language, with Esperanto, that has been the main language I have been using in my creative writing, in my poems. And a lot of my poems, they become video arts, they become video narratives, and also a lot of times they became video performances also. I think also my teaching and my connection with students has been really satisfying, inspirational, mainly when I see that my action, my teaching, my transmission has an effect on the students. When I see that they discover themselves, and I have learned to teach both art, communications, performance with a focus on the student. I really enjoy teaching, guiding, orienting students, and along the years I have developed a methodology that focuses on the student, himself or herself, proposing to him or her to develop a narrative, to choose what she would like to say to the others, what she would like to express, and how she would like to express. And that has given me a lot of satisfaction, because I see that in this methodology, the student has a place, has a central place, and he's able to express himself or herself. And a lot of times they come to thank me that they were able to discover a new strand, a new current in their creative practice. They were able to put out something that they didn't know that was there in their psyche, in their inner realm. I think it was really satisfying for me. Okay? The reasons to applying for residence at La Source in the region of Bretagne in France are several. When I read the proposal for the fellowship, I felt immediate identification. I felt they consider receiving people and giving a lot in terms of a mental environment, a spiritual environment, a creative environment. And then I look carefully to the plan, to the map, and I identify several little places. Besides buildings, there are places for meditation, a river nearby, and the whole region, which I have never been, in Bretagne. I heard so much about it, and I really like to go and visit. But the main reason to go to La Source is that they have a design for a residence that includes the hands, include the mind, the psyche, the attitude. So it's a whole conception of a person, of an activity, of art, of living together. So when that really enthused me, I felt really enthusiastic, and I decided that that's the residence I would like to apply to, and that's what I'm doing now.